This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is safe and has your electricity on and survived the storm without any damages or injuries. It certainly was an interesting night last night, and I want to welcome you to the Nacogdoches County Chamber's Stakeholder Conference call. I want us to take a moment and welcome Garner, who's the Chief Marketing Communications Officer for Stephen F. Austin State University. We'll hear more from Graham a little later down the agenda. I'm going to apologize in advance for ducking off the call here. I'm going to attend to a personal issue, so I apologize. But one of my capable staff people will jump in and fill in probably even more capably than I. So there you go. I do want to let you folks, remind you folks that this call is being recorded and will be posted later today on the Chamber's YouTube website. At the same time, too, I want to also let you know and remind you that we have our friends from the media that have joined us as well. We welcome them and enjoy their participation here at the Chamber. I respectfully ask that you put your phones on mute. And with that in mind, it's my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker this morning. He's going to take about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and update us on all things Do Dat BBQ. As you know, the Nacogdoches Area United Way plays a very vital role here in Nacogdoches, supporting a variety of agencies, and it's very capably led by both staff, Caroline and Gary Lee Ashcraft, staff leadership, but we're also blessed to have some wonderful volunteers, many of which are on this phone. I see Kenny, Rena on the call, and Dustin Beavers and others that are very engaged in it. So it's my pleasure to introduce Carlo. I certainly enjoy working with here in Nacogdoches, Gary Lee Ashcraft. Good morning, Gary Lee.
Morning, Wayne. The cowboy hat will come off because my mama taught me not to wear a hat in the house. But I just wanted to let you all know that I am a cowboy and I'm celebrating Rodeo Week. That's not one of our things. It's JC's, but we love them, and y'all go out and see them ride some cows or whatever they do at Rodeo Week. Chase little cows and rope them and take them down. We had Richard Shade on. He got called by the boss and he has to work. That's the first priority for our volunteer leadership. If you have to work, as did Dr. Bisping. You get me, that's Gary Lee Ashcraft, Caroline Garner, who is on this call, and Kenny Rena, and then I'll come back and wrap it up. We can do this in under 20 minutes, I think. So my deal right now is to tell you about partnerships and collaborations. And the only one I want to tell you about is our partnership with Wayne Mitchell, Kelly, Sherry, Barb, Sharon, all of you. One of our greatest partners is the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. And here's why. Years ago, I've been around for a little while, when Wayne Mitchell came on the scene, we would go to various functions, and it didn't poor little me, but we were not branding like I wanted to, and Wayne would call us out and talk about the United Way a little bit. The United Way the Chamber of Commerce has been instrumental through things Barb does, through things Kelly does, all of you on the staff, in helping us to get our brand where it is now. I think my most crowning moment, not me personally, but all of our volunteer leaderships and Caroline and what have you, was in 2018, and I think we were the first. We were not named the nonprofit of the year, which was thrilling. And from that point, we've been able to grow our revenues. We've been able to brand better. We've learned from you all, and I want you all just to applaud the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, Wayne's leadership, and just if you're not partnering closely, I mean, more than just attending a Live After 5 and those things, do those things. They're important. You meet new people. But partner with the United Way, because with the Chamber of Commerce, because it is a good deal, and I thank you all. I wanted to do that publicly. All right, I want to throw it over to Caroline, And before I do have one more thing. Do Dat BBQ. That was to be the main program. And here's what I can tell you about it. Get excited. Vendors are coming on. We've got a group named McWilliams and Son. If you're on the call, I can't see very well this morning. Been up all night, not partying, taking care of my dog. But I will tell you, McWilliams and Son has come up with a novel thing for kids at the Do Dat. They're going to provide all the ingredients, all the things, and in one of the tents for McWilliams and Son, the kids that are there will have the opportunity to mix their very own barbecue sauce, and that'll be a competition. It'll be judged just like all the rest of the barbecue is. It'll be a lot of fun. It's very interactive and gives those kids something to do that's very, very constructive. They may turn out to be great grillers. So there's a lot of more exciting things about Do Dat to tell you when it's going to be. And Caroline, Kenny, cover me up if I'm missing something, but it is Saturday, April the 30th, and it will start at 10 and end when it ends. And so it's supposed to end at 6. Big time, family fun, lots of good stuff out there. Thank you, Jimmy Day from our friends at R&K. We have the opportunity to have some beer, and we're ready to go. What?
Pilgrim.
And Pilgrims is the main sponsor. We always love Pilgrims. They're right down the street from us, and their chicken is good. I eat it all the time, and so we thank those folks. And Tara Aragon, that's on our board, thank you very much. Anything else, Kenny or Caroline, on Do that I'm missing?
Gary, before you throw it over to them, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that Kenny Rena and our friends from Burke are sponsors of this call. We really appreciate their many ways of supporting not only United Way, but the Chamber as well. Thank you to Burke. So.
Yep, Burke is a big deal to us. I visit with one of their counselors on a regular basis. So, okay, let's throw it to Caroline. Caroline, you're the Ironman half marathon New York City finisher here. I tell you what, that's cool. So come to us.
Howdy, thank you. Yes, that was 2 days ago. I ran from Brooklyn to Manhattan, finishing the New York City half marathon day before yesterday. So in Central Park, that's where the finish line was. So it was such a thrill. Ginger Stevens and I were there to represent Nacogdoches as well, and so we did our best. If you see me walking funny around town still, that's why. But anyway, I'm excited to be back to Nacogdoches, and now looking ahead to April and Do that. There'll be another endurance event because it is starting Thursday and going all the way through Saturday. We have the cook teams arrive on Thursday to start getting their setups ready to start grilling on Friday, because they do it. It's not just a quick thing, you know. They do it properly with the slow cooking, the long term, so that everything is just so tender and juicy, and the smell will drive you crazy. I'm not sure exactly how many teams we have signed up at this point, but our chairman wants to emphasize that there's still plenty of room for more teams. So if you're thinking about it at all, get in on it. The registration fee is pretty low. Gosh, I meant to have, it's like $100, and then you pay if you want additional space. You pay another $10 if you want to enter beans, but the registration includes your space there, and we'll set you up. We've got ice out there for your meat storage. We tag the meat as you come in. It's very official. There's a metal tag put in your meat to make sure nobody's meat is confused with their neighbor's meat. We have runners who go out every hour on the hour at noon. 1, 2, they collect beef and pork, then chicken, and we have judges. We already have 16 or 18 judges recruited. We train them, and so they know what to look for, and then there's the beans competition as well, and then we announce the winners. We shoot for around 5 o'clock on the main stage, which will be occupied by a really cool band all during the event. So there's good music, great food, and then the beer by R&K, and there'll be some, of course, non-alcoholic options too, because it's a family event. And we're so excited, like Gary mentioned, about this new event that Stacy came up with, sponsored by Williams and Son. It's going to be called Sauce Dat, to go with Do Dat, and just to have the kids involved. It's going to be really cool. Our main theme this year, after having not been able to do that for the last 2 years, is that we are rekindled this year. So it's Do Dat Rekindled. That's what you'll see on the staff shirts and whatnot. So very excited about that. If you want to have a team or be a vendor, or if you're interested in sponsorships, we still do have sponsorships available for Do That BBQ. I know the weather's going to be perfect and it's going to be a great time. So plan to join us at the end of next month. And I guess the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is the emergency food and shelter program that we manage for Nacogdoches County. That is a United Way managed program. Some of you may have heard me talk about this before. I think it's the 4th year or so of us for having revived it for Nacogdoches County, and I'm trying to get it going in Shelby County. I have one agency that's applied and another one interested. But this is money granted from FEMA to United Way Worldwide, and then from United Way Worldwide, it goes to local United Ways based on poverty and unemployment statistics. Because of COVID and because of special money passed through Congress under the ARPA, I'm trying to have this memorized, American Rescue Plan Act. The ARPA is the American Rescue Plan Act. We're all used to CARES. Now we have to get used to ARPA, which is kind of strange to say after CARES. So ARPA brought big time extra funding to Nacogdoches County to the tune of almost $100,000. And last week, before I headed to New York City, I had a meeting with our local board to approve allocations of nearly $100,000 for Nacogdoches County agencies. We have $45,000 going to help with other food. This is just for food and shelter. It's emergency food and shelter program, but not along the lines of emergencies from hurricanes. It's for day-to-day emergencies, crises, basically for people in low-income situations. Love Inc. was awarded $10,913 to help with their food pantry efforts out there through Harvest House. Salvation Army was awarded $20,000 to help with other shelter, basically hotel, lodging, or rent, utilities of $15,000. The senior center is getting $7,965 to help with served meals for the seniors. And we have Darla O'Neill on this call, and Gary already mentioned she's our new Salvation Army Director. As Salvation Army Director, woo, she one of her first privileges, jobs. We're privileged to have her join us on the local board, because the local board for EFSP has a representation that has to mirror the national board, which includes a Salvation Army representative. So Darla, as our new Nacogdoches County Salvation Army representative, not only applied and will get to manage some of the funding for us, and she'll do a really great job with that, but also she's served as a representative on our local board. And we were so delighted to have her. But just glad to be able to bring that money in. There will be additional state level funding that will trickle down to Nacogdoches County too in the next couple of months. So that only happens though because I just want you to know, is having a United Way here, you hear about what we do with our fundraising in Nacogdoches County and how we use those funds to help support the local agencies and impact the needs of your neighbors here. But we also get this money that comes to us from United Way Worldwide. So that's a part of what we're proud to be able to do for our Nacogdoches County agencies too.
Thank you, Caroline. I wanted you all to know about this. Caroline does a great job. She actually revised that program in our system, and it's brought tons of money to additional monies to our shelters and emergency food folks, and that's what we do. Where we raise money to give it away. I wanted to throw out another love kudo to Sherry Morgan, talking about partnerships. Sherry is all over it, and her team when it comes to events, and they work hard. I've seen this firsthand. I mean, all of you do. But Sherry, thank you for being so supportive of the United Way. Sherry's on our board, a very active board member, and has done great work for us and for the community and getting our message out. So thank you, Sherry. Kenny's going to come over. She's going to slide over and talk to you about what she's going to talk to you about.
Good morning. So as the campaign chair, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what we're doing right now. We are working on sort of building up our 365 campaign, selling our 365 circle. So what that means is it's an opportunity for small businesses to give, or for businesses that don't have a lot of employees or don't have the manpower to manage a payroll deduct campaign. You know, and that's our normal Live United campaign, where employees at a work site will contribute their fair share, so an hour of pay per week. So with the 365 program, it's $1 a day, and a business owner can contribute that 365, or they can do the $600 level. We're also going to be working with some other efforts this year, and some of that will roll out soon. We're hoping to kind of access different types of organizations rather than just our larger work sites that have contributed to the campaign in the past. With 365, we brought in the smaller ones. We have some hairdressers, a landscape company, a welding and press company, you know, and a lot of times when we ask them about it, they say, I'm so proud to give. I just wanted to, I've just never been asked, and we think about it a lot of times, well, people know about us and they can contribute to us. Well, to United Way. And, it's one of those things is that you do have to make that ask. You have to make the ask at a work site campaign. You have to ask the employees, but with a smaller company, you have to ask them to be a partner with us and to support United Way, and therefore support our local, community efforts and the community agencies that we support. And so another thing is we'll be working on looking at, and you'll hear more about it in the next month or two. Normally we don't kick off campaign until August, but this year we're focusing sort of our spring and summer efforts on getting into some of those other niches, those other professionals that we haven't before, and trying to get their fair share collected as well, and I'm the campaign coordinator or chair, and I'm the one that says, we all need to be doing our fair share. And Gary Lee and Caroline don't always ask as directly as I do, so they like to take me along to do that. But I appreciate y'all and your time and your support for United Way. And I think Gary's going to finish us off and hand it back over to the chamber.
Here I am. Here's the real deal. I just want to tell you a little story, and it'll be short. Last week or so, we had a person come in to our office. Normally, people that are in need don't come to the United Way, but she had landed on her name, and she was a 31-year retired employee of one of our hospitals here, and had fallen on hard times, and I won't get into all of that. Delightful person. I was on the line with somebody. Caroline helped her initially, and then we got involved together, and we were able, her problem right then, which I won't get into this, I've had it happen to me years ago, and it's frightening, was somehow they slipped up and did not pay their utility bill. And that lovely morning, their utilities were cut off. And these are folks that are on retirement income, disability, Social Security, that kind of thing, and they didn't have enough money to make it work. She was really distraught and worried, of course, and her husband is disabled and not too able to contribute. So we were able to move her over to Love Inc. This is how we work. And Patty Goodrum's team were able to help her. And I kind of monitored that day and talked to one of the staffers at Love Inc. And actually it was the next day before she went in, and things got taken care of. So on the kind of suggestion by the Love Inc. Person, she said, you might try to find her friends, because they probably don't know about this. This is a woman that has pride and wouldn't ask for help. And so I called the hospital involved, the HR director, and she is in the process now. It turns out this woman has many friends that are unaware of this, and they will circle around this woman and help her out. And then through contacts that we have at GetCap and other things, we will continue to work with this person as we do with a lot of folks. So when it gets right down to it, the point is, this is the reason we raise the money. I mean, we've got a great vision statement, mission statement, but the bottom line is we're out there to help people who need us, who are willing to work with us. And when I say us, I mean all the partner agencies, Salvation Army, Love Inc. I can just go through it and help people get back on their feet, get financially stable, get the education they need, get healthy. And so that's what we do. And I wanted to land the plane with that right there. So Wayne, thank you for the opportunity. Caroline and Kenny, thank you for chiming in. But Wayne, thank you very much, all of you, for allowing us to take the program this morning. Call us if you have any questions or need anything. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Live United.
Thank you, Gary Lee, Kenny, and Caroline. We appreciate that update. Any questions of our distinguished guests this morning? Well, if not, thank you again for all the great work you're doing. We're all looking forward to the Do Dat BBQ. So I do not see that the city manager is online at this point. So we will move on down. I'm pleased to welcome Graham Garner. I had the privilege of meeting with he and Misty last week. He's the Chief Marketing Officer and Communications Officer for the Stephen F. Austin State University. And for the purpose of giving us an SFA update, good morning, Graham.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here. I won't get a chance to be here every time due to an ongoing meeting conflict that's here, the cabinet meeting, but myself or someone from my staff will be here, and we're looking forward to participating. As I get a hang for this, I'll get a better sense of what all to share, but I just wanted to share a couple things. Those of you who are athletics fans know how wonderfully our men's and women's basketball teams have performed and wrapped up their seasons, and we are really proud of the work that they have done and all of the fans who've supported them as well. One news item that I just want to draw attention to, we are very proud to send out this release yesterday that SFA has been named one of the top rural serving universities in the nation. We placed number 11 nationally and number 1 in Texas for a university of our size as a rural serving institution. This is from the Alliance for Research on Regional Colleges. And essentially what this says is that rural serving institutions, they provide education and workforce needs in rural areas. It's where a lot of our innovation comes from. We had some wonderful comments in our release from Jerry Kenny with the TLL Temple Foundation. And we just wanted to highlight how RSIs, or rural serving institutions, are important educational access points for low-income students, adult learners, and those from marginalized racial backgrounds. And they are critical to regional economic development, as many RSIs are the largest employer in their region. So we're grateful for that designation, and we've sent that press release out. I believe it'll be published on our website as well if you'd like to learn more information about that. But being a hybrid institution, that 90% of our students report their residency is within 200 miles of the university, and 40% are within a 100-mile radius of campus. We know we serve a lot of folks from our region, but about 50% of our students come from the Dallas and Houston areas, and 38% are from East Texas. We know that we serve students from a lot of different backgrounds, mostly from here in Texas, and we're grateful for the regional environment that provides, particularly our partnerships with community and with industry. So wanted to share that update, thought that was an important one. There are plenty of athletic events going on in this season. Even as basketball's wrapped up, we see a lot of other sports that are going on. Softball and baseball's been canceled for today because of the weather, unfortunately, but I suspect they're not the only ones canceling things due to weather. But you can learn more about that on our website. This weekend, the School of Theater is going to present a student-directed play called She Kills Monsters. And if plays aren't your thing and athletics aren't your thing, we also have the symphony. They'll be performing works by Beethoven and Mozart this weekend. This will be actually on Friday at 7:30 in the concert hall. And then I think finally, the other thing I wanted to highlight is we're very excited about the inaugural Aviators Ball. Our aviation program or initiative, I think we just recently had it approved to be called a program rather than an initiative. But we are celebrating that with our partners who are involved in that effort in the SFA Aviation Sciences program. And the tickets have sold out for that event this Saturday, the 26th at the Fredonia. So we're grateful for everybody who's been supportive of the program and supportive of the Aviators Ball, and those of you who will be attending. So it should be a pretty exciting event, great opportunity for folks who are going to be there. So I don't know if I stand for questions or anything like that, but those were kind of the highlights I thought I would hit. I hope that that's useful and helpful and interesting information for y'all.
It's extraordinarily helpful. And then any questions of Mr. Garner? Well, there's lots of things going on in both the academic and athletic world at SFA, and we're all privileged to be a part of it, Graham. Welcome aboard, and we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to the President and CEO of the Nacogdoches Economic Development Corporation, Larissa Philpott Brown. Good morning, Larissa.
Good morning. I'll try to cover some things for Mario because I think he had to run into another meeting. We did have just some damage in town. I don't want to call it minor because it's I mean that it wasn't widespread. How about that? Inside the city limits, and we did have just a fire caused by a lightning strike, or some damage caused by a lightning strike. Our friends outside the city limits unfortunately did sustain some damage. I won't go into all of that, but there are links on social media. If you go to the city and the county's Facebook pages, the county's emergency management Facebook page, there are links to report your damage. That is important to us locally because the state uses that to determine disaster declarations. So even if you just had maybe a tree fall on a carport or something like that, please go ahead and report that on those online links. There's a threshold that the state uses in order to declare disasters and to send assistance. So prayers go out to everybody that was affected by that storm last night, and especially to our neighbors on the north side of the county. It looks like they took the brunt of it. On other news, I'm happy to report that the City Council did approve an agreement with JBSC Construction, which is affiliated with Jake Crawford. They are planning on constructing a 143 lot subdivision on the east side of town. That's the largest subdivision that we have seen inside the city limits in probably 20 years. We've seen some subdivisions up to, maybe 30 or 40 or even 50 lots, but 143 lots is a big growth for us. Not only does it represent a big expansion of the tax base, but it provides very needed housing. We were disappointed to see our census numbers in the 2020 census be low. We do think that is somewhat related to an artificially low count, but it's hard to increase the population when you're not building houses for those people to come live in. And so we're excited to see that. On another note, when you increase houses, you increase population and you increase rooftops for those retailers that we all want to see, those new restaurants and retailers that we hope to get to our town. So we're excited about that. That subdivision hopefully will build out over the next 5 years and provide much needed housing for our community. With that, I'd be happy to take any questions.
First of all, I'd like to offer our congratulations to you and the city staff and the council for the approval of that project. It was interesting. Mr. Crawford was on this call about a year ago and indicating that his desire to be more engaged, as I recollect, in the development process. And here we are. Great job, Larissa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions of Larissa? Great job. Well, moving on, we will welcome the Executive Director of the Visit Nacogdoches for our hospitality update. Would you say good morning to Sherry Cheney Morgan? Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, friends. I'm trying to pull my notes over to. This is stellar. There we go. All right. Good morning. Happy to report that Visit Nacogdoches Board of Directors voted last Wednesday to secure a contract with Sapphire, a company out of Austin and Portland, to handle our website redesign and hosting. We're very excited about this transfer over because Sapphire will offer us the ability to sell tickets through our website and make tourism bundles of different activities, making it to experience Nacogdoches in a way that we can curate for them. We received yesterday our occupancy numbers from Smith Travel Research Report for February. We were down 14% of last year, and that's probably due to the leveling off from our robust pandemic recovery and the beginning repercussions from our current state of inflation. However, that's just hotel stays. We finished up week 2 of record numbers from spring break day traffic that came through the doors. We are receiving hundreds of calls a week about requesting, the exact best time to come see all of the blooms and azaleas and everything. We did have that really unseasonably warm December that sort of forced a lot of our azaleas to bloom prematurely. But there's still plenty more here left to bloom, and this is our high season. So, we are typically at our busiest from mid-March through mid-April. So we're a little late. It looks like it's going to be the month of April will be our busy season, but we have inquiries all the time for buses out of Houston and in the surrounding areas to bring people in. So if you own a business, if you have a home that is adjacent to a lot of traffic that these people will see, know that it does make a difference, the appearance of your storefronts. We always get compliments on the beauty of our town. Programmatically, Snack Friday is this week, so we encourage you to come down to the Visitor Center on Friday, starting at 11 to have your lunch, and you can come back and have your dinner too and enjoy. I believe this week it is swinging in the streets, so swing dance on the brick streets. April 23rd is a brand new event that we took to council last week to get approval, and it is in concert, pun intended, with the SFA Music Preparatory Programs, and it's the first ever Nacogdoches Music and Arts Festival being held downtown. We're going to shut down Main Street from North to University, and NISD is going to participate, Global School of Dance. This really is, in my time here, sort of the first true collaboration with all of the entities around us that specialize in music and arts. And so our downtown merchants, some of them are going to open up to host artists and performances. Our backstage will be in play as well. We are expecting this to bring about a crowd of about 2,000 people, and it will be from 11 to 7. So it's a come and go event, free. There will be vendors there as well, and all monies raised will go towards funding the SFA Music Preparatory Programs. And then lastly, Full Moon Summer Concerts are back again this year and better than ever, thanks in no small part to Miss Joanna Temple and Ashley Morgan, who work diligently to bring this event around, to start it last year, and we're so happy that we were able to bring it back this year. It's going to launch on Memorial Day weekend, and it'll highlight 2 nights of concerts. The ticket price is per night, so it's not one ticket for two nights of concerts, but I think we're going to have a Stevie Ray Vaughan cover band, if I'm not mistaken. Brick Street Blues, which is our local, one of our local bands, will be playing as well. So encourage you to go to our website, check us out on our social media platforms at Visit Nacogdoches, and make your plans for what Joanna likes to say is our longest weekend, which is the summer. So we plan on bringing lots of reasons and lots of reasons to come to Nacogdoches and lots of things to do. So that concludes my report. I do want to thank all of you in everything that you do in ways big and small to make Nacogdoches a great place to visit. Thanks.
Thank you, Sherry. Any questions of Sherry? Lots going on. Nacogdoches, the city never sleeps. We appreciate it, Sherry. Thanks for all you folks and your staff doing. I'm pleased to welcome Anita Scott, our director of the Nacogdoches Expo and Civic Center. Good morning, Anita.
Good morning, Mr. Wayne. Can you hear me?
Oh, sure can.
Good. Okay. Can you see me?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Actually upstairs in the hospitality room of the Nacogdoches Pro Rodeo and Steer Shows event coming up real soon. But before that, we have the R&K Alive After 5. It's going to be happening downstairs, and that's going to be again on Wednesday. And Azalea Catering will be here as well as Danny Merrill with Kicks 105. And then the very next night, like I said, it's the Nacogdoches Pro Rodeo and Steer Show benefiting the Nacogdoches JCs. And the gates is going to open at 6:30. A mutton busting will start at 7, and the Pro Rodeo action will start at 7:30 each night. The Nacogdoches High School Band will be performing the national anthem on our opening night. And then on Friday morning is Slack, and that's free to the public. Then the very next day, on a Saturday, is a very busy day for the rodeo as well. We have 2 trail rides going on. One of those trail rides will break for lunch at the festival park around 11:30. And then both trail rides will end at the Expo Center at 3 o'clock. We also have a meet and greet that's happening at the at Boot Barn in Nacogdoches on Saturday from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. And also, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, we want to encourage you to go to stallhigh.rodeoticket.com, and we're going to put that in the link on the comments as well. And I want to give a shout out to Reverie Catering, Miss Macy Smith. She is one of the sponsors for the hospitality room. That's going to be on on Thursday night. And CC Smokehouse will be on Friday night, and Self-Made Catering will be our hospitality sponsors for Saturday night. I don't know if I said that right. CC Smokehouse on Friday night. Anyway, I want to encourage everyone to be sure to let everybody know about the rodeo. It's sponsoring a worthy cause, the Nacogdoches JCs. And if you have marquee, we want to encourage you to put that on your marquees and let everybody know that the rodeo is coming to town. And my vision is to be the best rodeo in the world. That's what I want. And so that's what we're striving for, and that gains national attention for Nacogdoches. And so, but we can't do it alone. We need our partners to help us to make it happen. And so we just want to encourage everybody to help us roll the red carpet out for the PRCA contestants.
Well, thank you, Anita. Any questions of Anita? If you haven't been to the rodeo, I'd respectfully suggest you go. I enjoy it every year, and it's a fun event, and the Civic Center staff does a marvelous job, as do the Nacogdoches JCs. We should be real proud.
I love to see you and Miss Bonnie when you come. The mutton busting is a lot of fun, is it not?
I plan to compete this year in that, so that's worth the price of admission right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, hope to see everybody at the rodeo this year. It's going to be a great time. We've been working really, really hard. We have a new announcer stand that's being built above the bucking chutes as I speak. They're actually painting right now. We've got a brand new sound system. And again, that's all compliments of our partnership with the JCs. They're using the money that they've kind of built up over the past couple of years to put in a new announcer stand for us, and the sound, which was much needed. So we're excited about that. We're doing great things here at the Expo Center. We want to keep doing that, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it.
Well, thank you, Anita. We appreciate that. Any other questions, Anita? If not, it's my pleasure to welcome the Communications Director for the Nacogdoches Independent School District, my friend and colleague, Les Linebarger. Good morning, Les.
Good morning, Wayne. Thank you. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody this morning. Wayne, we've got coming up in April on Tuesday, April 12th, we're going to have a ribbon cutting and grand opening for the Malcolm Rector Center for Advanced Careers and Innovation at Nacogdoches High School. This facility sits on the back side of the high school campus and can be accessed off Maroney Drive. And it has been open since the start of the school year, but only in the past few weeks has renovations of existing career and technical education classrooms and labs been finished. So we're ready to show all that off, and the chamber has graciously agreed to host a ribbon cutting on that day. We're going to have the grand opening ceremony from 3:30 to 5 on that Tuesday afternoon, April 12th. And the actual ribbon cutting itself will take place at 4 p.m. But we're really proud of this. This is one of the capstone projects of our 2018 bond election that so many people in Nacogdoches so generously supported. And we're really excited to show this building off and to show not only the new construction off, but the renovated areas as well. We'll have our students from the CTE Center available to give tours during that time. So I really encourage you to come out that afternoon. There's going to be a few treats available as well, but it is a remarkable facility, and we're anxious for everyone to take a look at it. Wayne, that's all I've got this morning.
Any questions of Les? Well, we're excited about that ribbon cutting, Les, and we're looking forward to coming over there and seeing that new facility. So there you go. Thank you very much. And I want to, first of all, thank all of our callers, starting with Gary Lee and his staff and volunteer leadership for taking time to update us on Do Dat. We're looking forward to being involved with that. I also want to let you folks know that in 45 minutes or so, about an hour from now, we'll have a ribbon cutting at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes at 11:45 this morning at 2505 North Street. So if you can join us, we'd love to have you. Ribbon cuttings are always fun. Eggs and Issues this weekend, thanks to the great help of Sherry Morgan and her staff, we've secured a presentation on the Sail on the Trail, which our friends from, I believe, this is my opportunity to mess up the name, but Nacogdoches Convention and Visitors Bureau are going to come, and they're going to give a presentation at 7:30 a.m. on what this big giant event means to Nacogdoches and Nacogdoches County and East Texas. And so if you want to learn more about the Sail on the Trail, this is your opportunity to join us at Fredonia this Thursday morning at 7:30. Then in the evening, we're all going to go over to the beautiful Expo and Convention Center to have a live after 5. I beg your pardon. We're going to do that the night before. We're going to do that on Wednesday, which is tomorrow night, and it'll be a live after 5 put on by our friends at R&K. I know many of you have been to an R&K live after 5, but it is one not to miss. There'll be all sorts of great prizes and adult beverages and things like that, and that'll be at the Expo tomorrow night. And the last thing I just want to mention to you is the Lone Star Legislative Summit. A committee has been working in recent months to put on one heck of a show, and I think we'll deliver. I'm pleased to say that we've got a power-packed lineup of speakers. It'll start on April 8th in the evening with a legislative reception at the Fredonia Hotel and Convention Center, along with Media Madness Forum, which is going to be moderated by our very own Les Linebarger, where folks from the Texas media and Austin and Dallas will be coming. And we promise it'll be an interesting exchange on all things media. And then in the morning, we'll all get up bright and early and head over to the beautiful SFA campus, to the Baker Portillo Student Center, where the program will take place on April 8th for the full day, starting with a breakfast at 8 a.m. Primary speaker that morning will be Dave Phelan, who is the Speaker of the House for the Texas Legislature. Then we'll move into our panel discussions. The first one will be moderated by a fellow, if you haven't met him yet, he's quite extraordinary. His name is Glenn Hammer, and he is the president and CEO of the Texas Association of Business. And he's going to moderate a session on immigration and the border. And he comes to us from Arizona and has a wealth of experience along with the panelists that are members of the Texas legislature. So you'll want to do that. Then we'll move into other forums that'll deal with issues like healthcare, infrastructure, transportation, and a host of other issues. And thanks to the great work of Jerry Jones and Sean Dunn with Senator Nichols' office and Representative Clardy's office, I promise you we're going to have a great representation of legislators from Austin. So that's a full day program. Registration is open right now, and if you do it between now and Friday, you'll save yourself about $20 because the registration goes up to $125 for the full event with all the meals after Friday. So you want to go online and register on the Chamber website on that. And don't forget our keynote speaker will be none other than Chris Cassidy, the former astronaut, Navy SEAL, and currently President and CEO of the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation. It'll be interesting to see if Chris can discuss what it would be like being on the International Space Station with his colleagues from Russia under the circumstances today. I think it's going to be an interesting discussion and presentation. And that'll be the luncheon keynote on that day. Any questions anybody have? If not, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in here today and wish you continued success. And in 2 weeks, we'll have a presentation, and our featured speakers will be Ted Smith and Donna Finley, our co-chairs of LSLS, to talk all things Lone Star Legislative Summit. Have a great and successful week, folks.